I've been through. Yeah. Said I've learned. So much better. Oh, no longer will I live in defeat, 'cause I realize there's better for me. I'll embrace it, take it and run. I've got victory and I'll overcome. Hey, 'cause I realize, gotta realize, there's still better for me. I will embrace it, take it. Hey, this is what I know, I got victory and I'll overcome. Hey, no longer in defeat, I'm better. I'm walking in the newness of life. I am better. Oh, yes, I am again. I am better. He changed my mind, he changed my heart, I'm better. He said, "Hold on, do new things and you better." Oh, I am so much better. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, telling you the devil is a liar, you better. You can smile today because you're better. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here's my testimony. Now I'm living my best. All day, every day, all day. Now I'm living my best. All things are passed away and the whole thing has become new. He paid the debt that he did not owe. What came from his hands, feet, and his side was more precious than silver or gold. The blood that set me free, it came from a life of sin and tragedies. I'm born again, free from sin because of the blood. He paid the debt that he did not owe. What came from his hands, his feet, and his side was more precious than silver or gold. The blood that set me free, it came from a life of sin and tragedy. Most of all, I'm born again, free from sin. Because of the blood. One day I plunged beneath Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Mother Georgia, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO. All of a sudden, let's go live into the studio with our host, Brenda Sutton.
Well, hello, and it is Monday.
Yes, happy Monday.
Woo, woo. I'm so glad to be back. Now, before we get into the show, because we got a great show today. We got a great show. What we need you to do is hit that like. I need you to like. Ain't it right?
And share.
And share.
And and share.
Yeah. And if you and for my radio listeners, how y'all doing? I know everybody ain't Facebook. Everybody ain't Facebook. Sometimes, I can be in the car, I listen to the radio.
Sometimes I get a good feeling.
Go ahead on and sing, girl. But we want to make sure 100% that you share. And also, not only just share, I want to make sure that you like us, because I need to know that you like us. Big Hen want to know. Big Hen want to know.
Big Hen, what's up, Hen? That's my boy.
Where is he online?
That's my boy. I don't know, but hey, Henry, and our show is sponsored by attorney Henry E. Williams
Law.
Yes.
I know that's my husband and everything, but you know what? It's good to have a husband that supports you.
Yes.
And that kind of thing. So we'll be talking a little bit later about that. But I was like on a little hiatus and everything. And y'all know that Lynn Snyder threw shade. My white girl threw shade on me when she called me. What? She didn't call me mulatto. Did she call me like an octoroon?
No, I don't remember that. She called you mulatto.
No, she called me a quadroon because she said I was 4.
Oh.
She said, no, she's not mulatto. She's got 4. She's a quadroon. Okay, so
Lord.
That's how she do. So to all my listeners, we have been tracking Emily's genealogy because, that was one of the things that we said we was going to do. And Johnny is on the way. And of course, I've got his kit at home. I think I do. I don't know if I do or not, because the kits they have gone up, since the last time. So I don't know if I don't know if I got his. I hope I do. Anyway, Emily, tell me something, Emily. For y'all that don't know, Emily found her first cousin.
Yeah. So they extracted my DNA, which it came back super, super quick. It said that it would take about 6 to 8 weeks for it to come back, but it actually came back in about 3 weeks. So really, really fast. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it came back really fast. And so when they broke down my DNA matches, my exact DNA matches, my first cousin that I know that I actually grew up with, she popped up first, and her name is Paige. So she popped up first, and the star has arrived. Okay. And so she popped up first, and then second, also as a first cousin, her name is Ebony, and she popped up second as a first cousin. So I was able to reach out to her, and I was scared. Yeah, I was actually like really, really scared. I don't even know why I was so scared, but I was. And so I emailed her, and about 2 days later, she actually emailed, "Hey, Sheila." She actually emailed me back. And so from there, I had already found her on Facebook right away, right? When she messaged me on Ancestry.com, I went to Facebook because I wanted to, see something else about her, find out a little bit about her. And so she actually accepted my friend request on Facebook. So we've been talking ever since. And it's been about 2 weeks. So she's given me such a wide range of information. And I think things are just going to move forward from there. We have not pinpointed my biological father yet. But again, guys, the family secrets can be something awful. Somebody on her side of the family is not being truthful and coming forth with all the information as well. So it's we've kind of hit a wall. And, have you ever had something that you've wanted your entire life and you've been just this close to getting it? And you know what? I'm not even gonna look in Pop's direction today.
No. Pop. But you know what though, Emily, what's so profound with that, and we talked about family.
Oh, and side note, he does not have the cowboy hat.
Where you got on?
Okay, he looks like Pop for real today. Okay,
oh, no, he didn't shave his beard off.
It's in the car.
What's up with that?
My hat is in the car.
I like the beard. I really do.
No. And he got on tennis shoe.
Oh wow!
Look, he got on Nike. What happened to
Pop? Why you was late today?
So now you're doing free commercials for Nike.
No.
And he got on a Nike hat. You doing it all for him. Yeah. You look nice. I like the beard and everything.
So I see they're in rare form today. Hello, everybody. I would probably be talking about my ancestry if my good friend Brenda.
She before you walked in, to her defense, she did say that she needs to get you your DNA kit. She did say that.
Yeah, girls always stick together.
But you know what though? That's not true. But let me just no.
Yes, it is.
It's true.
You and I do because we're sisters, but
right.
But you're my brother though. You're my brother.
I must be her stepbrother because I haven't received
twice removed. You're her stepmother twice removed.
But I love doing the DNA thing, and we're gonna find out who your family is because, guys, I think I've mentioned before. Johnny's roots is Sandersville, Georgia.
Yep, Washington County, Tennille,
and all that, and so that is the root to my family. So
Oconee.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out who your people's.
You know what? Speaking of that, actually, Sunday, one of the customers came in and she had this shirt on that got my attention. It said Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, I got people in Ohio. I know it's a long shot, but and she said, well, my people's names are Watts. And I went, my mother is a Watts.
Really?
And so in every city that I have people, she has people in Dayton, in Cleveland, in Toledo. And then I was like, well, we also got people in Pittsburgh. She was like, we do too. So if I had my DNA kit, I could probably speak further on it with her.
You know what, though? Let me just say this to you. Don't be trying to throw shade on me because the only reason why you don't have your DNA kit, and you can ask Emily, is that I brought your DNA kit. Did I not, Emily?
Oh, she did. And you were out because you were sick with COVID.
I told you they would stick together.
It's the COVID thing.
No, she actually did.
Somebody's calling. Who's going to answer? Oh, that's your fault.
Oh, no. We don't have to answer anymore because we have really new equipment here. And we don't really know how to. Let me just say, for the people out there, we've been on the show. This is about 4 years, I think. And we don't know how to act without having, like black tape, like the electrical tape and stuff on there. Y'all know.
But that was at a previous station.
Well, we ain't talking about this station and the bishop version. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We just want to make it clear that
we ain't talking about
this particular.
We ain't talking about Vertice, the new management.
No.
The new management they a little warm in here.
No. Okay.
It's a little warm in here though. It's a little warm, but it ain't nothing wrong with the equipment or anything like that. But I am like breaking out in sweats. It could be this hot flash from.
I'm going to say you have. I think you flashed because I'm quite comfortable actually.
Well, I'm 60-some years old, and 60-some-year-old people do flash. At times. It need a fan in here. What?
It is a fan right there.
Wait, it ain't near me though.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, I like a fan. What? There it come. Ooh. He don't want me talking about me being warm up in here.
So anyway, the DNA, I'm waiting on my aunts to come back. Hers should be back hopefully any day now. And yeah, so I'm excited to see what opens up for her. I've actually had 2 more people email me as well.
Are you serious?
Yes.
From your kid?
From my kid. Are
these people from Africa?
Well, they break down that part first. They do break down and let you know every % of your DNA, like your.
No, I mean the emails, are they coming from your cousins in Africa?
No, sir.
Because I know you were speaking about.
What? That's why you're not getting your kids. See
right
there.
Now you know what? Don't be picking at her cousins and stuff. I'm excited to know who she is. It's a beautiful thing to figure out who you are, Johnny. Now like who your dad. It's a lot of people out here, and in fact, when God blesses me, because I'm going to say when, because that's how I live. I live in, acknowledgement of grace and the blessings in the right now. But when God blesses me, that's going to be one of the things I do is purchase DNA kits and do this for people. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many people have asked me. I probably have at least 4 to 5 people right now ask me, please help me find my daddy. That's why I said again, these secrets, these mamas, y'all need to let these children know who their daddy is. Mm-hmm. They're wrong for doing that now.
Ironically, I was having a conversation with some people, and I think one of the things that are overlooked is, like, I was having a conversation with someone who knew about their family, their great grandfather, I think, mm-hmm. was either 6 years a slave or 6 years out of slavery.
Right.
And they were talking about the practices of mm-hmm. families.
Right.
And they were saying that back in those days, they were taking the Bible literally. So if somebody was married and then the husband died, then the husband's brother would often assume his wife.
That may be their tradition.
No, I'm just saying.
But
there's a lot more people that have the same history, but they don't talk about it. Because a lot of those conversations that people talking about, a lot of the conversations that people say the older people put the younger folks out of the room with were those conversations had without the young folk.
Well,
so that has led to a lot of confusion about where people come from.
It does. It does. Today's show, and that's a great segment to what today's show is. Emily picked this topic about Emily. Why don't you just go and explain it, because I mess up if I try to talk about it.
Okay, let me hold on. Okay, today's topic is going to be your obligation to your ex-partner, meaning your ex-spouse, your ex-husband, ex-wife, baby mama, baby daddy, whatever. Your obligation to your ex-partner, and how far does it go?
And now, in your case, since you ain't never had no wife, I understand that.
But she didn't say ex-wife.
But
I said ex-partner. So
it can be, and it can be within your family, like the ex of, like maybe your brother married somebody, and then they got divorced. So that's ex too, right?
Well, I'm speaking directly, like a direct ex-partner. Okay. And what I mean by I've seen this a lot, and we open dialogue, about this a lot of times, obviously, because I have clients that sit in my chair, and so it's a real issue. And I know, Brenda, you've dealt with this a lot with your job with legitimizing children and different things like that. But my question to you guys is, how far does your obligation go to your ex-partner?
Before we go with that, Sheila, I'm going to address you as soon as we get off the air, and I'll help you with what you're getting confused on. Okay, I'm going to help you with that. But I just want to let you know,
confusing.
But I will help you. I got an ex, okay, that fried chicken over there. I don't want to give him no love because he didn't want to pay me no child support and stuff. So I ain't trying to give him no free airtime. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do that, but it could affect my children's legacy. All right, so there we go. Mm-hmm. So, any rate, I think it's more of what type of obligation they have towards you, because my ex dropped out of the children's life, and he totally depended on me to be the parent that I was when we were married. Like I was supposed to be responsible for getting things taken care of for the holidays. I'm the one that's supposed to make sure that they got a place to stay. I'm the one that's supposed to make sure they got a place to come home to. When what I'm saying, when they go off to school, I'm the one that's supposed to do all these things. So, I felt like I was overwhelmed. So that's, I think that sometimes the ex's obligation of the other ex can be a challenge as well, too.
Well, this is such a loaded topic. A lot of my clients say this is the issue they have. As long as they remain single,
all right,
it's not a problem. The minute they decide to move on with their lives and get another partner, whether it be, boyfriend or what have you, then all of a sudden it's, well, I don't want my child around this guy, or I don't want him taking my son to school or picking him up from school. Things of that nature. And then I even had another friend of mine that was still helping out the ex-husband, like picking up prescriptions and different things like that. So and he was he was a bona fide narcissist. So his level of control and manipulation over her was, unsurmountable. It was insane. And so even after she had left, he was still, trying to control her and manipulate her in different ways, using the children.
Well, I'm going to say this. A lot of times, and yes, I'm saying this, okay, it may seem like it's, these really bad men and they're doing this, they're doing that. But Emily, I know what they tell you, but some of the women telling stories.
Oh, yeah.
They telling stories big time, because
Yeah.
the guys, I've known too many guys. There was one on the internet. I don't know if you saw that, Johnny. The young man tried to just go pick his child up. That's all he wanted to do was just pick the baby up and take the baby, for his visitation. And she's got ignorant. So it goes, I was going to say it goes both ways. But either way it go, whenever the other one find a partner, that's when the problem gets started.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. Why is that, Johnny? Why do you think that is? That as long as the female stays single, it's almost like the guy has this hold over her. And once he actually sees that, wait a minute, she ain't sitting around waiting on me or want me to come back, she's moving on. Why does that become a problem?
Well, I think it will certainly be identified today that there's a difference in genders' points of views.
That's why I asked you. So let's hear it.
And so in my life experience and being an observationist, I've noticed that
Here we go.
Oh, it make me sick.
men by nature are more practical.
Oh, please.
Women by nature are more emotional. And then beyond the natural part of it, most little boys grow up with their mothers telling them, boys don't cry. Man up, you don't cry. Then when they get into relationships with women, and a woman wonder why he never talks about things, is because he's always been told that you're not to be emotional, that you're not supposed to just shell out all your feelings. So with that being said, I think all those elements lend to, I don't know that men, when they are dealing with an ex, get all that upset when their ex woman gets a guy. I think women get a whole lot more emotional.
Yes, they do.
When a man moves on and gets another woman. I
do too.
I think
Yes,
women are really, I don't want my child. The reason why she says she's denying him his kids to be around is because she doesn't want her children around the woman, whomever it is, that he chose.
Nah.
So I think those in that type situation, I think it's predominantly, the scale is tipped predominantly toward women who have a problem with their kids being around their exes than men do, because most men don't care.
Now, Emily, I'm going to, and by the way, we'll put this as a question on our Facebook page and continue this conversation, but I have to agree with Johnny on this one. Women get more upset, do not want their children, and they say my children. They don't say our children.
Nope.
They say, I don't want my child around that other woman.
Well, do you think that it's do you think that it's that the woman gets more upset or that the woman is more vocal about it? Because I feel like men get just as upset as women do. Women are just more vocal about it.
I don't know if the man can't manage his feelings, about it, but it has been my experience, because you asked my experience.
Mm-hmm.
It has been my experience that it's more the woman than the man.
Mm-hmm.
Women tend not to want their children around the husband or the other baby dad or whatever. They do not want the children to be around. They don't want the children to be around the new partner.
Mm-hmm.
And so what kind of obligation do you have to your ex-partner? Let me just put it right out here on the radio. There is no obligation to the ex, because he the ex and she the ex.
Let me give you this scenario. I think we talked about this a while back. I think Johnny, you were in the room too, about the female had broken up with the guy. They had 3 children together, and the guy had a new wife, and I think they had a baby. So the ex wanted her ex-boyfriend to come over and spend the night, and so that he could wake up with the children on Christmas morning and open their gifts.
Who?
So
The ex-wife.
The ex-wife or the ex-girlfriend wanted her baby's daddy to come over because she had 3 children by this man. She wanted him to come over because she felt like he should be there in the morning when the children wake up to spend Christmas with his children. And so I posed the question, what do you guys think about that? Like,
wait a minute. Was she married to somebody else?
He was married to somebody else.
He was.
And she wanted him to leave his wife's house to go spend the night. Well, that ain't nothing but a straight manipulation.
Spend the night with her?
Yeah.
Spend the night so that he could wake up with the children on Christmas morning and open gifts.
Did he have children with the new?
Yes.
They had a baby, a baby.
Oh, that's crazy.
No, I'm saying the new.
Yes.
Right. The new.
But he already had these other kids.
Right. The other kids were, I think, like 5, 6, and 5, 6, 4 years young, but and the baby was a baby. Like they didn't know about Christmas or nothing like that.
Yeah, their head was still doing like that.
Yeah, right. Bobblehead.
You know what though? Emily, I don't believe, let me just say this. That was anything, and if you out there agree with me, please call in. Give them the call in number.
It's 478-250-1444.
One more time.
478-250-1444.
Emily.
Mm-hmm.
That particular guy has no right to do that. He should not leave his wife to go stay with the girlfriend because she want him to wake up with the children.
But can he bring his new woman and they all spend the night?
Well, I mean, that wasn't an option that was given, but that is a good question. Like, I mean, would you be comfortable with that, Brenda?
No, I would not. And by the way, and I wouldn't put up with it if I was his wife, because if he took himself over there to spend the night with the baby mama and them children, then he would just stay over there with those children, because I would be done. I would be done. No, he cannot stay tonight. No, he cannot. No.
Okay, Johnny, what do you think about that?
I think if you're putting the children first, and the new woman doesn't have a problem with it.
That's confusion. That's confusion.
Well, this was my
children.
thing. How come he just can't get up super early, say 5 or 6 o'clock a.m.? Most kids on Christmas morning, they're going to get up about 7 because they're super excited.
Right.
So get up, be over there around 6:30 in the morning so that you're there right when the kids wake up. The whole spending the night thing is a thing I'm uncomfortable with.
But are you sure she meant for him to be there at like 10 p.m. or did she also mean for him to be there before the kids woke up?
She wanted him to spend the night because they had like a night like we do at my family. They had like a Christmas Eve night where they do cookies and chocolate.
That's what you mean. She wanted him to be there before they went to bed.
Yes, and stay
over.
But they wouldn't know whether or not he was still there once they went to sleep.
Exactly.
So
no,
he
they
could have
wouldn't.
left.
He could have left, but
that right there is a bunch of nonsense. I cannot believe that we're even entertaining the conversation with that mess. Right. Because let me just say this. when you have an ex, the traditions, that's part of the issue when you get like a separation or something. There is a separation of that physical, but the traditions are now over. No, she should not go over there. No, he should not go over there with them children. If he can't take his wife and the baby over there with him, now if he took the wife and the baby over there with him, and they spent the night, which I wouldn't put up with, no, I wouldn't do it. You know, but if that was the case, okay, but that's not what you're talking about. She want to play house. Come on, Emily.
I mean,
she want to play house. She want to pretend like they still together.
Right. And well, here's the thing. And we're women. And so I feel there's definitely an ulterior motive there, because as a female, there's no way I would ask my ex, my son's father, come on over and spend the night. And so you can wake up in the morning with Jimmy on Christmas morning. I'm like, what in the world?
And let me just tell you, my ex, I wish I would have asked him to come over there and spend the night so that he could wake up with the children for Christmas. I couldn't, that's why I got a divorce. I ain't want him no more. So that's just a message. Like, I really want my baby daddy back. Obviously, this is the real question with that, Emily. Why she have 3 children with him and she's still the baby mama and not the wife?
Well, let me ask you this. So
that's the real question right there.
The lady that asked for the kid's father to come to her house, spend the night, right?
Right.
Does she have a guy presently?
No, well, we have a caller.
Oh, we have a caller. Awesome.
Hello, caller. How are you?
Hello. This is Sheila.
How are you doing?
Okay.
Will you have a comment?
Yeah. It sounds to me like she's trying to have her cake and eat it too.
I thought it was cookies left on Christmas.
If she was married, she would not want her husband going to somebody else's house for Christmas.
I agree.
I can see if she asked him to come that morning, that makes more sense. But it sounds like she said, it sounds like manipulation.
Yeah, no, it is manipulation, because she ain't right. Because the next thing she gonna say, I got to get up in the morning and I got to cook him some breakfast, and then she gonna go over there and make his favorite stuff.
You thought this out, didn't you, Brenda?
Oh, please.
But what about when little Jimmy wakes up? They put him to bed, and then little Jimmy wakes up and he walks past to go see his dad. And his dad, he said, "Mom, where Dad go? Where my dad go?"
Ma'am, don't you think that is confusing the children?
Yes, this is Sheila.
Hey, Sheila, how you doing? Oh, this Sheila. That's Sheila that be talking to Sheila. That ain't right.
No, it's not.
No, it's not right. Well, thank you so much. Sheila, thank you for calling us.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
But dig this. But what if the kids are crying and saying, "We want Daddy to be here"?
Daddy can come in the morning.
Daddy can come in the morning. Don't you
Daddy
think?
can come in the morning. Daddy can come in the morning.
Let him come in the morning.
So you're not really putting the children first.
That is putting the children first.
Don't start anything you may have a hard time ending.
Now, you know what? Right. Now, she just said something real powerful. Don't start it, because that can be a mess. I'm trying to tell you, the children are all confused with that mess, and she gonna sit up and pretend like, oh, I just want them to come over there because I just want to see. I just want them to just wake up with their daddy. First of all, she wasn't married to him.
So you think a man has ever approached his woman and his wife and said, "Hey, I want my children's kids," a man who has custody of his kids. You think he's ever approached his wife and said, "Hey, I want the kid's mom to come over here and spend the night"? You think a man would ever go to a woman and do that?
No.
Well, because I don't think the woman would have it.
That's not my question. That's not my question.
I don't think a guy ever would.
Because we are not messy by nature.
No, what? Oh, that's one of the shows. Thank you so much for calling, caller. We appreciate you, Sheila.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
You know what? We're gonna have to talk about who's the messiest, the man or the woman. We'll talk about that because I think men are messy.
Well, Brenda, we all know you are the messy queen.
But you want to know something?
See how quickly she turned on you, Brenda?
I'm just saying. But now I will do this. You know, I do have a tradition of a Christmas breakfast. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I have done this for another event too. So if I have everybody over for breakfast, and I'm talking about the children, the grandchildren, stuff like that, I would invite my ex and his wife.
See, that's the mulatto in you.
What? Y'all so low down. What you mean?
Because I just don't know anybody with African roots gonna be inviting the husband and the wife over.
Well, I've been divorced from him for 20 years. And I got a husband now, Big Hen. What I'm saying is, if we're having like a family event, you follow what I'm saying, Emily? A family event, and I've invited the grandchildren, I've invited the children over, and I say, okay, I would invite their dad and his wife. Okay. Now, the operative word, I said their dad and his wife.
So if he's not married, he gets no invitation.
Well, if he was not married, I would still send an invitation, but I'm not going to disrespect his wife by inviting him and not her.
No, got you on that part. I'm just saying.
If
he's married, he can be invited. What if he's not married?
He can still be invited.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that you don't be disrespectful to the wife, such as this. This is moving on. Should an ex call like her, her ex, and not go through the wife? Or should he talk directly, or she talk directly to their spouse?
If there's children involved, I think that they can talk directly to each other. If there are no children involved, I don't see why you would need to be talking to me anyway.
There you go.
That's just odd, but I mean, I'm sure it's happened before multiple times in the past, but if it's children involved, then absolutely yes.
So that's one of the things that cell phone brought into play, that, if you had a house phone and you called your ex-woman and her husband always had the option of knowing you called or picking up the phone and saying, hey, can I speak with, the kid's mom? But now with a cell phone, if the dad is calling the kid's mom and the husband has no way to know now, because he'll say, you probably talking to him when I'm not around, on that cell phone, he probably calling you anyway. So when it was just a house phone, you didn't have that kind of problem.
But I bring that up because a lot of times that is a problem, Emily. There is a problem. Now, do I think that, I have a situation. I have a situation, whereas I have people that want to call Big Hen, whatever like that. And, I'm going to go not even with ex-spouses. I'm going to even say some of the family is disrespectful and don't want to go through. You know what I'm saying? Some of the exes and stuff like that don't want.
Well, my son's father, I did not want Jimmy to have a cell phone. And so his father did not want to talk to me anymore. He felt like he just wanted to talk directly to Jimmy. So when Jimmy, would go there for the summers, he'd go up to Virginia for the summer. And one summer, he was 14, as a matter of fact, he came home with an iPhone. And I said, oh, so this what we doing? Well, I need to be able to talk directly to my son. And I said, okay, no problem. I didn't want him to have a cell phone because I felt he was too young at the time, but he bought it. And I said, okay, don't ask me anything about it. I'm not paying no bills. If he drops it, breaks it, or anything like that, that is between you and him. So he felt that by buying him the cell phone, it would forego him ever having to communicate with me. Guess what? He's still under my care. He's still a child. So it doesn't matter what you discuss with him. He can't do anything unless I say so, right? So that actually became an issue because he did not want to have to talk directly to me. And so, when we're talking about speaking back and forth, I think that the parents or the two adults in the situation have to be able to communicate effectively with each other. And so by buying my son the cell phone, it didn't do anything really but create another bill.
Well, you know what?
So
You know what? Yeah, it did create another bill, and he wasn't gonna be right no way. He wasn't gonna be right no way. You know, I think that a lot of times, and we don't even have those kind of strong conversations with our exes. You know, I can't talk to my ex. He don't want to talk to me, and I don't want to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've been divorced 20-something years.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can't say it though, because she said I don't like her. I really don't dislike her at all. I just don't know her.
You don't like her. But anyway,
you're a stir.
But you don't have any reason to get to know her.
Right. Yeah. And that's what we have to be transparent and real about these things. I don't have to. The children are grown. There's no reason for me to have to communicate with you, talk to you. I don't have to like you. And I think that is a huge problem in America, just in society, culturally. I don't have to like you. All I have to do is respect you as a human being.
Now,
and as long as I respect you as a human being, that's all that matters. We have to stop and get out of this mindset that, why doesn't she like me? Who cares?
And that's part of the problem right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are some women out there who will say, I need to see who you married. Understand? I need to get to know who you married so I can let my 14-year-old be around her, because I think that she is going to mistreat him.
And
now,
see, that's crazy. I think when they're young, you know, maybe 2 or 3, then yeah, I would like to, if this woman is going to be serious and you're going to keep her around, you're talking about marrying her, then yes, I would like to meet her, get to know her before you introduce our child to her. But at 14 and 15, my child is intelligent enough to know whether this woman is by business or not.
And then not only that, they'll tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they'll tell you when they've been mistreated. In fact, I would say a 4 or 5-year-old will tell on you.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, for real.
Real quick.
They'll be like, "Oh, mama, she would da 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 da."
Yeah.
You know, and they'll tell
them young ones will tell on you
them
quick.
Them little bitty ones. I do it quick. But I do find, though, Emily, the problem is nobody wants to move on, and it can be a man or a woman. But a lot of times,
that's true. It could be either gender.
It could be either gender.
But most times at the barbershop, most of the guys want to send the new guy a thank you card.
So not true.
No,
it
they
is
really
true.
do. They really do. Because,
yes, it is true.
I want to send my husband's ex a bouquet of flowers, but I'm scared that she may come and get me or something like that.
Yeah.
But I really do, because I'm glad that she left. I really am, because she really, I really got a nice guy. But a lot of times, I'm like,
you got the ultimate guy.
Mm-hmm.
Why you say that?
Because he's a great
Henry
guy.
is amazing.
He's a great guy.
He's wonderful. I don't know how he's put up with you for this long, but he's wonderful for doing it, and we love him for it.
That's more proof that he's a great guy.
Right. We love him for it.
He's above the norm.
Y'all so low down.
I'm just saying.
Y'all are so low down.
Truth has to be told.
But I'm just, the thing, with him in the law practice, and so, with me in mediation, and then, he does a lot of domestics in the law. I am telling you, it is, the one who loves the most. I want you to hear me now. The one who loves the most, is the one who cut up the most when you're trying to do a separation.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't care nothing about somebody, when you really don't care, you'll walk away with just your pocketbook.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You understand? You don't care what you have. For guys, y'all just walk away with a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just trying to get out of that. You're just trying to leave.
So he just got his drawers in the backpack.
She went as far to say backpack when I'm thinking a Walmart bag, a thank you bag from Arby's.
No, but I mean, you just leave. But when you are attached, and let me just say, y'all can pretend that I really don't care nothing about him. I want it to be over. That woman who said, I just want him to come over and I just want him to play daddy tonight. Now, come on now, that's really what that was. I just want him to come over and play daddy tonight and be with the children, and so that we can all have a wonderful holiday.
Yeah, she want to play daddy in more ways than one. So yeah, she's definitely trying to manipulate.
She was trying to manipulate, and then she played games with the children. So it's really important that we out there understand there are boundaries, and that's what I'm getting to. There are boundaries with the ex. Yeah, if she invite the ex's wife, fine. or the ex's husband, fine. Now this is aimed at Johnny. Johnny, you know the hardest
fired.
thing. You know the hardest thing is for a man, and you know because it's a gender thing.
Sheila said you want that man for Christmas.
Ho ho ho. But hey Johnny, it's hard for a man to see his wife with another man though. Now you better know that is hard. A woman can take it easier, I think, than a man can with that.
Yeah.
Because a man got a real problem.
That's the ego.
I know
for a
this
man.
is going to sound very shallow,
But of course you said it.
but it's according. That was a good one. Of course. It's going to sound shallow.
Just say it.
Just say it. Just say like you
But
always say.
what you just said, one of the main variables in him feeling bad about seeing her with somebody else is how she's looking now. Because if she has let herself go and stopped exercising and started eating a whole bunch of food, crumbs all in the bed when she go to sleep and all that, and she has lost it physically because we are visual
Creatures.
by nature.
Mhm.
So if she still got herself right for what attracted him, then yeah, you're probably right.
Okay.
But if she has let herself go, she can still have the same heart, the same thinking, and all that other good
I can't
stuff.
believe you said that.
But he is not going to care. There will be a edge trimmer. He gonna get a new set of tires. The new guy from the old guy. He gonna thank him and ask him, does he need any advice on what makes her happy so he can keep her.
You're so low down.
I'm just telling you the truth.
Now you know what?
I mean, that's the truth. Men are by nature, they're physical creatures, so they look first.
You know what? I cannot believe he talking. Now I'm gonna go here with this. This is awesome. Why is it that a man can look any kind of way, big belly, and you know I ain't talking about no man, but big belly ain't missing their teeth and everything. They all jacked all up, and then they think they all of that. Then they gonna take and open their mouth and say something crooked because the woman has got a little round. So I'm just telling you, I bet you that same man you talking about look like, I can't say it on the air because of the FCC, but you know he rough himself.
But he 99% of the time, that guy has a good job, and
Good job.
he's able to pay bills
You know,
and those kinds of things.
Oh, so he
But
can buy.
generally,
He can buy.
he
his
is
way.
that guy you just described. He is generally not going to get this woman with his personality.
You know.
He's going to have to be able to have some cash.
Oh,
Johnny.
you're wrong for that.
I'm telling you the truth.
Johnny, you are wrong for that.
Well,
I can't believe, and you're right. It's
Listen,
shallow.
men get turned. Let me tell you something. Men don't care how they look. If they see a woman that attracts them, they'll say, "Hey, how you doing, lady? Let me
They
get
sure
that for
will.
you, lady."
they sure
He
will.
does not care. Now, a woman, she's going to do all the prepping. If she sees a guy who she thinks is good looking and she sees him at Kroger, and then 3 months later, she sees him at Kroger again, but she does not have the right outfit and stuff on, she's been wanting to approach him, but she's not going to say anything to him unless she's looking a certain way. A guy, he don't care how he's looking. Hey, lady, you sure looking good today. Because he, you know, us ugly dudes, we don't care. We gonna speak to you anyway. A woman, if
So you say,
she
he
sees
ain't
a guy
lying.
who looks nice, she is gonna wait until she's looking nice before she approaches him.
Johnny
Well-
is a chauvinist. Johnny
Okay,
is
well, we know that, but he is right about that. we know that about Johnny, but he is right, because I'm telling you, some of the most butthurt men will approach me, and I just be like, "Well, bless your heart, thank you, but I'm married." Oh, you know, hey, what? Like, talk. And but he's right. They don't care, and it always be the ugly ones that will shoot they shot.
Cause
I ain't even mad at you,
he'll
bro.
tell you, look, you a good woman looking like you. I tell you what, if I was your man, your car wouldn't be dirty like that.
But you know what though? Now that right there, and we'll have to talk some of the dumbest come on lines in the world, because that's one of them. But you know, I'm just saying to you that the exes, going back to them exes, because it's real interesting to me that, like I said, a man get upset, and I still say they get upset when they see the woman with somebody else.
And I still say it's according to how she's looking now.
Especially when his pocketbook is longer than his. Okay? All right? Because he may not be. She may be all of that. But you know what? He may see something in her. But let that man's wallet be longer than his wallet. Okay?
Now, here's the opposite thing.
I'm just saying.
So you said let his wallet be. So why would his length of his wallet be a consideration? Not because of the two guys, but because of the woman.
Come on now. Because you know a man measures his manhood by his money.
Right.
Now come on now.
No,
That's
by
not
his
play.
car. These days, by the rims he got on his car. Because things have changed.
Now they
I know they're rental rims that you don't pay your bill this week. They come and get them.
I wish I had invested in that company.
You know what though? I guess I see what kind of PPP check you got.
Yeah.
Is it? But really and truly, we're talking about the exes because a lot of people are confused. They are confused about the boundaries that you have with your ex. And let me go back. No, we're gonna bring it on home. No, that man should not be spending the night at her house. Period.
And let me say,
I don't think he should either.
Right. And I always speak, obviously, from my own personal experience. My son's father got with a young lady, and he was with her for many, 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 many years. And prior to him getting with her, everything was good between he and I in terms of him paying. He was in the military, so he would send the military allotment, and everything like that was all good. Now, when he got with the young lady, everything completely changed. I know for a fact it was her, whispering in his ear. And so things got really tumultuous between us for years. And after they ended up breaking up, do you know he actually came back and apologized to me and was honest. And we're talking about 7-8 years of turmoil. I mean, pure turmoil he put me through. And he came back and apologized and said that he was sorry, that a lot of it, was her. And he just wanted to apologize to me for that.
But he didn't apologize until after they had broken up.
Exactly. Until after they broke up.
But
I'm saying, I said that to say this. You would be surprised at how much influence your partner has on you, especially when it comes down to your children and trying to have a healthy relationship, because that woman had an issue with us having that healthy relationship. She didn't like the fact that he would call and talk to me, or he didn't like, we had such a good relationship. I didn't even have to call him. I'd send him a text message. Hey, Jimmy needs a pair of shoes, size 6, dark brown. He has to have them for school. 2 or 3 days later, I'd have a box on my front doorstep with the shoes. We had that good of a relationship, and all of that stopped when she came into the picture. So like I said, he did come back and apologize after all of that was over with, and he ended up not marrying her because, they were engaged to get married and everything. And I said, it's amazing how much you can let someone you say love influence the way you treat your children.
But okay, here's the deal. So it's the extra talking probably in her mind that I don't think she had a problem with him sending his son shoes. I think the problem was all that extracurricular conversation. Like, why y'all got so much to talk about?
But the
only thing y'all need to talk about is what his grades like? Do we need to get him a tutor? He needs a new pair of shoes. He needs some jeans, and that's it. Not how's your day today? All that kind of stuff.
We didn't conversate like that at all. He and I, because we literally broke up. I think Jimmy may have been 11 months old, maybe. He was really, really young when so that ship had sailed long, and I had been with, now I've been with Raymond right at 20 years. So I had been married for years by the time he got with this young lady and things got really tumultuous. So that wasn't an issue at all. What I know now to be the fact is she was just jealous from day one. She was jealous because I had his firstborn son.
And by the way,
I was like, how can you like?
So it had nothing to do with y'all's continuing conversation.
No.
And that's why I truly believe that
Please.
some of the issues that I may have had was because I had children and she didn't. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to do with the fact that she didn't have children with my ex. That's between her and my ex. I don't know, don't care, and really, it's just not important to me. But you know, some of the things that she say and the way she acts, I'm like, you know, it is what it is.
And they see you as a threat. And I think that was my whole point in the whole line of today's topic is, why do you see the ex as a threat? And
but listen,
I'm not
so
a threat.
did the lady actually verbally say that she had a problem because she didn't have any kids?
They're not going to tell you that with their mouth.
So that's just an assumption you all are making.
They just act that way. They act that way. And even in my current situation, I'm not a threat. What? I don't want no children. You know, if I was to have some children, they come out wearing the pins.
A Benjamin Button, some little old kid.
Because I know now at the barbershop, I also know guys like you all we were talking earlier that will say, with this woman, new girl, and and her like, oh yeah, I talked to Jimmy today, Joe today, and he'll say, well, what y'all got to talk about? See, now guys don't really dig you still talking to your ex about what?
Well, see, that wasn't the case with us, because remember, like I said, we literally broke up. I was 19 when we broke. So when I say that ship had sailed, it had sailed. So our conversations were never, hey, how you doing? What's going on? How you been? It was never like that. And I know because she's since come to me and believe it or not, apologized to herself. And that she did it years after he did. And we're cool now. You know, they have one child together. They have a son together. And so she wants Jimmy to spend time with, his brother.
She has an ulterior motive,
but initially she was threatened by me, and I never really understood why, because it had been so many years since he and I had been together before she even came into the picture. I'm like, do you know he was married before he met you?
But you know, the thing about it though, when and that's why I say there are feelings involved in that. When they act like, when they can't turn that other person loose, they still love them. You know, there's a connection, whether they want to deal with that connection or not. There is a real connection to it that
on both parties, the male and the female.
The male and the female.
They're I believe they obviously were in love. I would assume they were in love. And what I told her is that, there was me in high school, there was multiple girlfriends, then he was married, and then came you. So I'm trying to figure out, why would you go all the way back to the beginning and be threatened by me? And he had all of these other females and a wife in between me and you, right? So that's why I believe that she was actually, the threat to her was the fact that he had a son. I was the only one that he had a child with.
And I think that that's what's going on in some of the issues that I may be having. But the thing about it is, we shouldn't even have one.
Right.
Because I really don't care. And that's what I'm telling you, Johnny. When you don't care about somebody, when you really, 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 really don't care, then you don't care who they with. In fact, you're happy that they with them. Now that's
what I said earlier.
You know, you like happy. I'm like,
yeah, because it's like I ain't got to worry about who. Thank you. Somebody took him off my hands.
Whoop whoop! I be up there doing the dance because I'm glad he in love. I'm glad that he got somebody that can appreciate him for who he is. I'm glad of all that. Be glad for me.
Well, I think especially if you love them at one point, you don't want to see them hurt. You don't want to see them in any kind of bad way. Right. If you're a decent human being, you don't want to see them lowly and in a bad way. So for the most part, I would assume that most people are happy when you see them with somebody, especially if you don't care no more. It's like, good, I'm glad somebody,
It's according to who broke up with who.
Well, no. But really, Johnny, when you're done, when you are really, really done with them, you don't care who broke up with who. It doesn't matter because you don't want them anymore.
But I just know sometimes, like even two people, I'm not going to say gender consciously, but two people, like both of them can secretly within themselves know this is not going anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But whichever one is the first one to say, hey, look, I don't think we should see each other anymore. The one that got told that will sometimes try to make the relationship work again long enough so they can be the ones to send the other one on.
But that's just the foolishness of it.
But
And
it
that's
happens all the
But
time.
that's what Sheila was saying. Folk need to be grown.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be grown because all of that type of nonsense.
That's emotional.
That's emotional.
And then it should be, that's why I say that practicality and emotionality are two of the greatest adversaries that we experience. And we get caught up with it all the time. Because what feels right isn't always right.
But this thing.
Ooh, you said a word right
you
there.
You said it. And I'm telling you, the holidays, which people are coming up on right now, you got all this COVID. It's going to be so many depressed single people during the holidays, and they be whatever, and they start thinking about, I was with him, and we used to have a really good Thanksgiving dinner. Let me go on over there because it hit the children. Children could be manipulated, and you pop them up. Do you miss your daddy?
Or I got one better for y'all.
Oh Lord,
I got one better for y'all, Johnny. You listen.
I'm listening.
Listen. I'm still friends with his mama.
Ooh, you better say it now.
So on Christmas, I still go for on Christmas dinner. On Thanksgiving, I
Now,
still
you don't
go
really
for
mean
Thanksgiving.
you're just giving
No,
an example.
I'm giving an example.
Yeah, we just want the audience to understand.
No,
not me.
No. And then too, that sometimes that family want the new one gone anyway. Okay, and they in cahoots with the ex.
And the worst thing you could do as the ex is to accept that invitation.
Well, you accept it, and then what you do, you pretend, we all family.
No,
because that's happened in my family before, and to me, it's the strangest thing, but it's hard to let go of someone that you've created an attachment to, like my brother's ex-wife, for example. She was in our lives for 15 years, let's say, right? They're married 10 or, whatever. And then all of a sudden, am I just supposed to not deal with her anymore? But because y'all have divorced, but I do think that she should not be coming to Thanksgiving. Like, why are you here? It's just weird because he has a new wife now. Why are you still coming over here?
Oh, the cause havoc. And it ain't nothing good out of that. Now, let me just say this. How is it going to be when she have a new man? Can she bring her new man Thanksgiving dinner at your house?
No.
I just want to know.
Listen, I mean, that's a real question. Like,
right.
I know.
That's a real question.
Okay,
are you going to bring your husband with you on Thanksgiving this year? Like, and what's the explanation for that? What we supposed to tell folks? That's Timothy's ex-wife, and that's her husband.
Hey, check this out. Since we got 2 minutes left,
I
want to know, if we thought about what we're going to talk about next week, because let me just put this out here. And if you have so many resources, because it started out with a bang here, with the Blythe and the cleaning up and all of that. But in my car when I'm driving, the same places, the only thing I've noticed is more growth. And in most of the areas in certain parts of town.
You're talking about the Blythe. Let me tell you something. And I got what you're saying. But some of these, I can't say that word. Let me just say, I was out there cleaning up myself.
I just need to know the progress and how we're moving forward.
I just need to tell you this. I was over there cleaning up in one area, and it was a group of black men over there on the side of the road and everything. Do you know them jokers saw me clean up and didn't help me pick up no paper? And I'm sure they contributed to throwing paper. Then it was some man walking down the street, black man, said to me, when you finish, why don't you come over to my house? Now, that's the problem with the Blight.
That's insulting.
See, that's the problem with the Blight. It is not the council. It's not the mayor. It's some of these folk here in Macon that's trifling and sorry. And I think that we need to stop making it.
Now I certainly don't want to take away anything from what your experience is.
I'm just telling you.
But I'm talking about all these properties that are just existing. That the trees have grown up over. You can't even see the house. Those are the. I ain't talking about a piece of paper on the ground.
Well, listen. They're going after the people who own those properties. They're going after the people. And you're right, Sheila. They've
You've been listening to
infiltrated.
all the
And I
time,
do want to
Joe,
say that when they evict people, they need to make the owners clean up that mess that they can put on the side of the road. You're going to take and throw folks stuff in the yard.
We are passionate about that.
Oh, yeah. You take
the
you throw
views of the
people
Glory
stuff
980 AM,
yard
the
and things
Glory
like
Media
that.
Group, LLC,
Tune in next week and call us and give us your thoughts about
management,
that.
I got a problem
We're
with
gonna
that.
talk.
are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM,